Hello and welcome to Captain Career Videocast. My name is Martin Buckland, an executive career management practitioner. This is a series of videos where I share my wealth of knowledge on executive career management. "12 tips for Skype interview." Number 1, always look at the camera, not the screen. Number 2, dress for the interview. So it's another stage in the interview process. So don't be in your PJs or don't be in something that's very casual. Dress as if you are actually at an in-person interview. It gives a professional opinion, but also it uplifts you. It makes you feel good, and you need to feel good during the Skype interview because this is another screening process. Number 3, prepare your surroundings. Now, I've seen videos where there's all sorts of paraphernalia in the background and holes in the wall and books falling off the bookcase and whatever. Make sure you have a professional background. There must be somewhere in your house where you can do a Skype interview with a clear and neat background. Make sure you prepare your surroundings. Number 4, practice to be perfect. This just doesn't need to be said anymore. You need to practice, practice, practice. The more practice you have using Skype, because it is an art. It is an art to get in front of one lens over an audience or an in-person audience in front of you. It's a totally different feeling, totally different experience, as I can say, having been a public speaker and then coming before one lens. So practice makes perfect. Show your videos that you make during the practice stage to friends, email it to them and see what they say, because you need to practice all this. Number 5, close other computer programs. Now, if you're anything like me, you have an endless number of computer programs open, and some of them could beep, some of them could ding, some of them could come up halfway during the interview and distract you. Close everything else down and just have Skype open. That's the only one you should have open. Number 6, use notes and have your resume handy, because if the interviewer asks you a question about, well, what did you do? Tell me a little bit more about this story under ABC company. At least you have your resume more prepared and handy. So make notes as well that you might like to ask at the end of the interview. Number 7, don't just rely on notes. You need to have a lot of memory. You need to use your memory and articulate a clear message, a clear and precise message, because this is another form of interview and first impressions count. Number 8, avoid interruptions. Now, many of us have pets. I got one pet, I think, is scratching on the door as we speak here. So he's trying to interrupt me. We got kids, they scream, they wander over the house. They know nothing going on in this room, so they may be interrupting you. So go find a peaceful place in the house where you can have peace and quiet and concentrate, because this is a very, very important part of the overall screening process. Number 9, keep profile professional. Don't have a racy name as your Skype address. I saw one just recently, Diamond Girl. Now, what is that going to give the impression at the other end to the readers at the other end, the viewers at the other end? It's not going to send a first impression. So first impressions count. Have a professional Skype address, your full name, half your name with your middle initial. There's various combinations you can have, but try and get your full name in there. Number 10, watch your body language. Don't just slouch. Don't just lay back. Be active, be engaged, excite them at the other end. Try and entice them through using your body language. Use your arms, your hands. Don't flail all over the place. Just keep them low. Don't interrupt your facial expressions, but keep them low but use body language to your optimum. Number 11, get them engaged by asking questions too. It's a two-way street. An interview, doesn't matter whether it's in person or Skype, is a two-way interview. That's where you take notes and then you can use those notes to ask a pertinent question that came up in the Skype interview. Number 12, the last one, follow up. Well, when the interview finishes, ask them when they're going to make a decision for the in-person interviews. Because if you are at a long distance, you're in another part of the country, you might need to make some arrangements to leave your work if you're gainfully employed, or you need to make bookings on flights and whatever. So you need to have some idea on when you're going to be called back, if you are going to be called back. You only have one chance to make that first impression. I want you to reach your career goals. I have an offer for you, an offer of a free resume critique and LinkedIn profile audit. For 30 minutes, I'll give you 30 minutes of my time. I'll give you a no obligation, no sales pitch, free resume critique, and LinkedIn audit. However, I am tough. I say it as it is because you only get one kick of the can here, and you want to remove all those red flags. You want to go from A to B in the fastest possible way. You want a whole barrage of green flags instead of red flags. I will remove all those red flags for you. Are you interested? If so, email your resume to the email below and we'll send it to me via the LinkedIn messaging system. If you are watching on YouTube, click to subscribe and also press the bell icon to be notified of my future videos in the Captain Career series of how-to videos. Cheers.